Welcome back, guys. If you thought 2024 was exciting, 2025 is shaping up to be monumental. Today, we've got everything you need to know about Starship's upcoming flight, major progress on reusable rockets, and international spaceflight news, including historic solar probe data and new rocket launches from around the world. So buckle up and welcome to the first 2025 episode of Spaceflight News. The countdown is officially on for Starship Flight 7. Scheduled for January 10th, this will be a massive leap forward for SpaceX's program as they test their new Block 2 Starship, featuring substantial upgrades and changes to improve the performance and durability. But before we dive into those details, let's talk about what's already been accomplished so far. Booster 15 recently completed a series of rigorous cryogenic tests at Macy's test site, where the booster was filled with supercooled liquid nitrogen to simulate the extreme conditions it will face during launch. These tests verified the integrity of the booster's upgraded components, including its redesigned header tank. The successful cryotesting is a key milestone that signals Booster 15 is structurally sound and ready to fly. What makes this launch particularly groundbreaking is that it features SpaceX's first ever reused Raptor engine on Booster 14. This engine previously flew on Booster 12, representing SpaceX's move towards full reusability. And that's not all. This flight will also carry 10 Starlink payload simulators, designed to mimic real satellites during launch and deployment. These simulators will be released in suborbital arc and will descend into the Indian Ocean, giving SpaceX crucial data on deployment dynamics. Another exciting feature? SpaceX is testing non-structural catch hardware on the ship itself to assess how well it will hold up during re-entry. This hardware looks like retractable catch pins or something similar, which could play a vital role in the future ship catches by the Chopsticks tower arms. SpaceX has also made changes to its orbital launch mount. After the partial damage sustained during the last launch, the pad has been reinforced and fitted with a new water-cooled steel deck to better withstand the intense heat and pressure. The upgrades aren't limited to the pad either. The new launch tower arms have undergone significant improvements. This time, SpaceX is triple-checking every component to avoid the sensor malfunctions that led to the aborted catch attempt during Flight 6. A second launch pad, Pad B, is nearing completion with upgraded systems designed to handle rapid launches. The massive flame diverter and chopstick arm assembly are coming together, and once operational, the pad will play a crucial role in ramping up SpaceX's launch cadence. Inside the Star Factory, SpaceX engineers were recently spotted working on a human landing system airlock prototype, likely for NASA's Artemis missions. This hardware could one day support astronauts entering and exiting a lunar starship while maintaining a pressurized cabin for the rest of the crew on board. Now, onto news this week. This week in space news has been nothing short of incredible. Let's start with Blue Origin. After years of delays, 2 decades in fact, their New Glenn rocket completed a full duration static fire of its BE-4 engines. This 24-second test was critical, as it marked the first time the entire first stage operated as a fully integrated system. With this milestone checked off, an FAA launch license in hand, New Glenn is finally preparing for its maiden test flight. Godspeed. Meanwhile, NASA's Parker probe set a new world record. World record? I suppose it's just a record. Coming within 6.1 million kilometers of the sun at a blistering speed of 192 kilometers per second. That's 119 times faster than a bullet. This close approach allowed the probe to collect unprecedented data on the sun's corona and solar winds. As the probe reaches the end of its mission lifespan, NASA has an audacious plan. When the probe runs out of fuel entirely, they'll turn it towards the sun for one final data gathering mission, before it inevitably vaporizes. Let's take a look at launches from this past week. First, we have SpaceX's Falcon 9 mission. On December 29th, Falcon 9 launched another batch of Starlink satellites from Vandenberg, California. This mission included 22 V2 mini satellites and marked the booster's 16th flight. It's a true testament to SpaceX's reusable rocket program. Shortly after that, another Falcon 9 launch occurred from Florida, carrying 4 Astronus broadband satellites into geostationary orbit. These Block 2 Astronus satellites features enhanced solar arrays and an extended operational lifespan. Over in India, the PSLV rocket successfully launched the SPAD-X mission, a critical test for on-orbit docking technology. This mission demonstrates the ability for 2 satellites to rendezvous and dock in orbit. an essential capability for future space station assembly and interplanetary missions. Unfortunately, not all launches were successful this week. China's Kinetica 1 rocket suffered a third stage failure during its December 27th launch, resulting in the loss of 11 payloads. Preliminary reports suggest the third stage lost altitude control shortly after ignition, triggering a self-destruct mechanism. Despite the setbacks, the company remains committed to improving the rocket and resuming launches. With Starship Flight 7 just days away, the space community is holding its breath. Will this be the mission that changes the future of space travel? Between the reused Raptor engines, payload simulators, and upgraded Starship Block 2 design, there's a lot riding on this launch. And as Blue Origin, China, and other space agencies truly ramp up their efforts, the competition is heating up for 2025. Don't miss our live coverage of the launch. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all things space. Let us know in the comments, what do you think will be the most exciting development in spaceflight this year? Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.